In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a shoe cubby that holds 28 shoes and also has 2 cabinet doors at the bottom. I'll start by grabbing my 2x2s here and cut 4 at 6 feet. I'm going to grab my 1x2s. I'm going to cut 4 at 33 inches and 4 at 18 inches. And then I'll grab those 1x2s and go ahead and put some pocket holes on each end. This will allow me to use my pocket screws to kind of give it a good, nice and secure hold. Now I'm going to go ahead and clear out an area, lay these down, and go ahead and just start screwing these together. I'm going to grab my longer ones at 33 inches and go ahead and put one at the bottom and at the top. If you notice, I left about 3 inches from the bottom here, and then I went ahead and went flush on the top. And once I get both those frames built, I'm going to grab these 1x4s. These would be the 1-foot 4-inch ones. I'll go ahead and screw those to both sides here. And you can see it kind of come together here and kind of has a nice rectangle shape to it. Now that I have the actual frame built, I'm going to grab my 1/2-inch 4x8 sheet of particle board and go ahead and cut a 33 by 18 inch piece out. And once I get that cut out, I'm going to grab my speed square and go ahead and mark 1.5 inch square in each corner. Get all those cut out, and that'll allow it to have a nice flush up against the corners of the shelf. I'm going to put this base in and use my 1.5 inch finishing nails just to give a nice secure connection there. And once I get that base in, I'm going to go ahead and measure up 12.5 inches from the bottom, make a mark, and then after that I'm going to measure up 7.5 inches up all the way, and this will be each individual cubby's height, a nice good height for shoes. And at the bottom 12 inches will actually be for the cabinet doors. Now I'm going to grab my 1x2s and cut 7 at 33 inches and 14 at 1 feet 3 inches. And I'm going to, after I get these all cut out, I'm going to go ahead and put pocket holes in there for the screws. Now that I have those all cut out and ready, I'm going to go ahead and start applying these. Now this first one again will be at 12.5 inches and the rest will be at 7.5, kind of going off your marks, but also double checking and always measuring, make sure that they're even. If they're not even, you'll definitely be able to notice it with your eye once you're looking at it there. Now that I have all those installed, I'm going to go back to my 4x8 by 1/2 inch sheet of particle board. And once I get that, I'm going to get 33 by 18 and go ahead and cut 7 of those out. And this will be the rest of the shelving for the actual unit here. And again, I'll do the same thing. I'll grab my speed square and I'll go ahead and put 1.5 inch square on each corner. Mark that and go ahead and cut that out. That would be nice and flush up against the sides and corners of the shelf here. Now I'm going to get my boards here just all cut out. I'm going to set my router with my 1/4 inch bit. I'm going to go ahead and set that at about a depth where it's going to cut about 1/8 inch into it, just enough to get a groove for these to be able to hold the sliders here. And once I get that, I'm going to measure 8 1/4 from the side and have an 8 1/4 cubby for each of the shoes here. As you can see here, I'm just kind of going nice and slow over it, and it's going to cut out just a nice 1/4 inch groove, about an 1/8 inch in depth, and this will be more than enough to kind of hold the slider here. These are all routed out. We're going to start applying these. You will have to take out one of the boards on the side here for this to fit in there properly. But once you have it in there, go ahead and put some wood glue in the bottom of that and just use your 3/4 inch finishing nails just to kind of give it a nice secure fasten to it. Now that I have all those in there, I'm going to go ahead and grab my 4x8 sheet by 1/4 inch of ash plywood and go ahead and cut it to a length of 6 feet and a width of 18 inches. And I'm going to cut 2 of those, and this will be the 2 side panels for the shelf here. When I put these up here, I'm going to add some wood glue here just to kind of give it a nice good bond, and just use my 3/4 inch finishing nails to be able to give it a nice good secure fasten here. Grab my 1x4 here and I cut it to 18 inches, 2 of them, 1 for each side. And it's kind of hard to see, but I just kind of have an outline drawn here. I'm going to try to cut out with my jigsaw here. And this is going to be for the bottom, just to kind of give it a different kind of look here. You can do whatever design you want. I'm not the best at freehand, but there is some kind of template you can get for something like this. But other than that, you can just kind of cut out whatever design you want for what the bottom to kind of look like. I cut my 1x3 to 68.5. I'm leaving about a 3.5 inch gap for the bottom here for whenever I put my 1x4 down there once I get that cut out. And after that, I'm going to cut 4 1x2s at 68.5 and apply both those to each side. And here's where I apply the 2 of those 4 I cut out of those 1x2s at 58.5. Now here I went ahead and cut out my other 1x4 using the jigsaw, just kind of get a nice little design there, make it a little different. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the front here and just use my 1.5 finishing nails to give it a nice secure connection. Got this prep for my cabinet doors. I'm putting this last 1x2 that's at 12.25. Go ahead and get that put in there. And next I'm going to start by using 1x4 by 1/2 inch boards here and cut 5 of them at 12.25. And then I'll use a 1x2 that's 1/2 inch thick and go ahead and this will be kind of the brace that kind of holds it together. I'm going to glue everything together, but also use some 5/8 finishing nails to get a nice connection. And it's just, again, just a real simple door that you can make, or a barn style door, making sure that you use some wood glue that kind of helps really hold it together. Alright, if you notice here, I went ahead and put some of these slits in here, just measuring the top and bottom and the length of them. And then I'll go ahead and get some 1x2s at a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and start applying these just to kind of cover the front, give it a nice, good, clear, clean finish look. And just measuring each one and making sure they got a nice, exact fit. If you make them too long or too big, it'll kind of push up that finishing front. So you just want to make sure you measure each individual one to make sure that they're all the exact same fit. And once I get that done, I'm just going to go ahead and put up some trim pieces here. You can use whatever trim piece you want. You don't have to put trim up top. I just do to give a nice, good, clear finish. And here I'm starting to make some more of those kind of sliders that you put in there. Again, I'm measuring each one just to make sure that they have the exact fit. They're not going to push up on the shelf or push down or anything. So each individual, these have to be measured. And the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these finishing boards on front here. And this just gives a nice, good, clean finish. And I'm also using, all these are going to be 1x2s by 1/2 inch thick. They go across, and the ones that go up and down here. And here I'm just kind of going over it with the light sanding the 120 grit. Once I got all these up there, I did put some wood filler in and kind of cut the finishing nails. And then went ahead and sand a little bit, just kind of give it a nice, good, clean, flush surface here. Now I've got this pretty much prepped and ready to start doing some staining and painting, whichever you prefer. If you like the wood look, you can almost be done here other than putting the back on. But I'm leaving the back off, that way I can make it a little bit easier to be able to stain it and paint it here. But now comes the fun part of picking the color that you want and go ahead and start staining and painting these each individual holes. Takes a little bit of time, but once you're done, it gives a nice, good look. Once I finished staining that, I grabbed my 4x8 by 1/4 inch piece of utility plywood and just cut that to size that fit the back panel, and it's ready to go and hold the shoes. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you were able to learn something and got enough information you're ready to go on your own and build your own shoe cubby here. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to put up more videos that are helpful and beneficial. That way you can do your own affordable backyard woodworking.